So we've been letting you isolate the room entry, but not holding you accountable of holding and controlling the space and throwing the blocks, all right? So we've solely just been saying, hey, it's corner fed and center fed, just work the room, all right? But now we're gonna add another layer to that, right? We're gonna actually put you in what type of formation you would be moving through this hallway to make entry into a center fed or corner fed, all right? So you remember when we covered it in the classroom, Rick, where you at? Can I use you for a second? So when we were in the classroom, right, the two most important positions when we were going down hallway formation were cross coverage, right? So I'm going to push Rick out. Rick's going to be covering this wall. I'm going to be covering this wall here, all right? As we're moving down the hallway, a call will come out of open door left, right? Something to like that. It could be anything, right? At that point, I'm going to shift my sector to the door. Rick's going to shift his sector now to holding the entire hallway, all right? So he's there. As we start to approach, we're here. Rick's going to be the blocker, all right? So we're going to assume that I have personnel behind me, right? So I will go to make entry. Rick has to time this because he needs to block all these angles for me. So as I start to step, he's going to be right on my shoulder. I'm going to make entry. He's going to block. 1, 2, 3, and then Rick will be 4-man in. He'll tap and drive in. Do you see how he turns his body? What he didn't do, what we see all the time, is this. Guys will go like this and then turn this way, right? How much slower is that to get my gun in the fight? Because he has a job in here, right? He's the 4-man. So I need him to be able to fight as soon as he turns. So by turning into the unknown, he's ready to fight. So a good rule of thumb, because the tempo should be moving, is tap and go, right? So I tap, I go and drive my gun right into whatever spot I would be, right? So you're gonna need a quick snapshot to see where the personnel is, right? Like which side are you supporting, depending on which way 1 or 2 went, right? You aren't going to know, right? But as you turn, get your eyes, right? Same thing with shooting, get your eyes. Turn, get a quick peek, you'll see where some bodies are, and then fill in the gap. Middle of the room, fill in the gap, all right? It might be left, it might be right, okay? So this blocker, Rick, come on back out. I'll be the blocker. Rick will get a squeeze from Ian. And you? Yeah, who's the other guy? All right, so we got 4, all right? So we talked about having the middle guy, right? So step into the middle guy, right? So this is our ideal hallway formation, right? So as we're moving down, someone's gonna start giving a command. It can be anybody, whoever sees the next piece of work, right? So I see it because I'm going to cross coverage here, open door left. When I call that, I now shift my fire. Boom, I'm now in charge of the entire hallway, all of this, right? Rick is now saying, okay, we're going left. I'm now prioritizing entry into this room because I need to be the best 1-man possible. The middleman and Ian are now prioritizing being the best 2 and 3-man in, all right? This blocking position is going to be from the outside and then moved in. Depending on where I position my body will be dependent upon what angles are exposing the team, right? So if this is just a solid wall, right, I don't have to worry about covering an angle like this, right, because it's just a wall. If it was an open door, an opposing door, I would, right? So the threat areas right now are right there, okay? So that's what I'm going to prioritize because that's what I'm protecting the team from. What I don't want to do is get overzealous. So start to move up, guys. I get overzealous and I jump the stack, right, to get to that spot. What happens now? I've triggered the room and I'm exposed. Like, not a good day, right? Now that guy's going to be ready to fight them and I probably already got shot, all right? So I need to be really cognizant of how I time this, right? So I'm responsible here. So they'll get the squeeze. I'm not giving the squeeze. Go. Boom. Cool, right? Quick snapshot in the room. I saw that the 3-man was there. I was like, yep, I'm going the other way. Opposite the man in front of me. Cool? This block, depending on, like I said, where that angle is, will determine how aggressive I have to be on this wall, right? That angle I could pretty much cover from right here. So I prioritize right here, which then made my work going this way a little bit easier. I can just drop step right into that, right? And seamlessly pick up my 4-man responsibilities, All right. So when we're setting that hallway formation, coming out into a room, it's going to look like this. So if we were coming out of this room and we were working to the right, one man goes where? Direction of travel, right? Exactly. So we want to prioritize where the greater risk is. So if we've already started clearing the structure from this way, not saying somebody couldn't maneuver us, right? So we still want to drop a guy there, but I'm going to prioritize my first gun to the unknown, uncleared area. All right? That guy coming out the room is always going to hug that wall that he's on. All right? So as I come out, I'm right here. Boom. I'm literally in charge of this entire hallway until I start getting other personnel. Two-man goes what? Opposite the man in front of you, right? It just repeats itself, keeps it very consistent and predictable. So two-man comes out, and he's doing the same thing. Boom, he's in charge of this whole sector for rear security. He's not going to be here very long. Three should be on his horse. Boom, filling it in, right to cross coverage. As soon as we have this, four-man comes out, fills the middle, and we're on the move. The next piece of work will be called out, and then we will flex to prioritize where that piece of work is, right? So we'll go back here. We'll assume this is not here. We have our hallway formation, and we're gonna start out in cross coverage. All right, so I'll call it out. Hey, open door left, shift sectors. Right, do you see that? Do you see the pause? Not good. Why did Rick not make entry? He didn't get a squeeze, he can't, right? He knows he wants to keep moving, but he's like, I can't because I didn't get an initiator. So why didn't we give him a squeeze?
20 push-ups from me.
Yeah, right? Listen, give a guy what he needs early, right? So a lot of dudes get stuck on trying to give the squeeze right here. No, dude. So if I'm in the middle, so I'll be the middle guy, right? So we're here, we have this open door left. Boom, as soon as I hear that, dude, I'm going right here. I'm already giving it to Rick. Right? I want to get the squeeze to him to let him know we are with you, we're ready to move, and I want to get my hands back on my gun so I can be the most effective two-man to fight my job. If I wait to here, it stops us. I take my hand off my gun. We've lost tempo, we've lost momentum, and then now we got to re-pick it back up. And then what's that look like? A sprint, right? And we get a slinky effect. Where if we just kept it smooth, you can give him the initiator? All right. So, hey, open door left. Good work. Right? Now we're going right back out again. Coming back out, direction of travel, bing, bang, boom, setting up the hallway, and then taking the next piece of work. You're going to see the flow. So I come out, there's no work. Yep, I'm already going. Like, I'm already turning around. It's the same thing with this tap, right? I'm here, I know they're going to be done, yep, and then I'm just picking up my piece of work, right? It's like a timing thing. If I turn around and they're not in the room, that's a problem. Guess what? I'm getting in the room. Sorry, dude, like you could be last. I don't want to be stuck out here. This is a very bad spot, right? So they should keep timing and spacing. You can see nobody's moving really fast, right? But if we just keep moving, then this 1,000. Right? There should be plenty of time to have every dude. If I happen to turn a little bit early and I'm right here and I see that the last guy's squeaking in, that's fine. As soon as he breaks, then I'll come through. Right? That's it. It happens. Not a big deal. Cool? What I don't want to happen is you standing here and then they're still working a problem there. And you're like, fuck, where's everybody? Right? Like, this is hall ball stuff. That doesn't work. All right? There is a courtesy call. It is exactly that, a courtesy. It is not expected. But what the last guy could do is, as he crosses the blocker, he could go, last man. Right? It's a courtesy. It's nice to have. It's not expected. I'll tell you this. I'm not waiting for it. Like, this is a really bad spot. It's like, well, 1,000. I don't care, dude. I'm going in. Like, I'm not hanging out there. If we're going to do this tactic correctly, you should have already been in there. All right? I don't want to hang out here. Cool? Because I got work to do. I don't know what they're going to have in there. And if he's that slow to get in, he's fucking the team in there too. right? And you can see no one really moved that fast, and it worked.